Good morning everyone. Myself Dr. Gitanjali Chawla, Assistant Professor from the Faculty of Physiotherapy, RPIIT Campus, Karnal. Today we are looking for the physiotherapeutic treatment part of the tibial plafond fractures from the day 1 to the week 1. So for the range of motion for the rigidly fixed fractures, active range of motion at the metatarsophalangeal joints and knee joint should be started with the gentle range of motion of the ankle while in compressive dressings. For the non-rigidly fixed fractures, active range of motion at the metatarsophalangeal joints should be started. And for the strengthening purpose, we shouldn't be starting any strengthening exercises at the ankle or foot. We can only focus on the quadriceps or the quadriceps exercises isometrically. For the functional activities, we should be teaching the patient the pivot transfers using the assistive devices like crutches or walkers. We should be teaching the patient how to don the pant and how to doff the pant. Pants split along the seam to facilitate the placement over the cast, and we should be teaching him that he should be wearing the pants on the affected side first and removing them from the unaffected side first. For the gait pattern, non-weight bearing ambulation should be started by the 2-point gait pattern using the crutches or walker. To ascend the stairs with unaffected extremity and to descend the stairs with the crutches and then the affected limb and then the unaffected limb. For the second week, we should be focusing on the strengthening exercises now, but the range of motion part more or less would be the same as the previous one. That is, for the rigidly fixed fractures, active and passive range of motion at metatarsophalangeal joints and knee joint should be started. Active range of motion of ankle should be started while it is out of the splint or the bivalved cast. For the non-rigidly fixed fractures, active range of motion at the metatarsophalangeal joints should be started. For the strengthening exercises for rigidly fixed fractures, isometric exercises to dorsiflexors and plantar flexors of ankle and metatarsophalangeal joints should be started without any resistive exercises. For the non-rigidly fixed fractures, no strengthening exercises should be started, only the isometric quadriceps should be done. For the functional activities, pivot transfers using the assistive devices like crutches and walkers should be started. Same, the pant split along the seam to facilitate the placement over the cast. We should be teaching the patient to wear pants on the affected first and removing them from the unaffected first. We should be teaching the gait pattern, as the non-weight bearing ambulation should be started with the 2-point gait pattern with crutches and walkers. We should be teaching the patient to ascend the stairs with unaffected extremity and descending the stairs with the crutches and affected limb first. During 4th to 6th week, we should be teaching the range of motion. Same, for rigidly fixed fractures, active and passive range of motion at metatarsophalangeal joints and knee joint. The active range of motion of ankle should be started by now. And for non-rigidly fixed fractures, active range of motion at metatarsophalangeal joints, limited active range of motion of ankle within the cast, which is loose enough to allow the limited movement, should be started. For the strengthening exercises for rigidly fixed fractures, isometric exercises to dorsiflexors, plantar flexors, inverters and everters of the ankle should be started without any resistive exercises to the long flexors and extensors of the leg, of the toes. For non-rigidly fixed fractures, no strengthening exercises should be started. Isotonic quadriceps should be focused by now. For the functional activities, they will remain same as the previous one. For 6 to 8 weeks, similar movements for the range of motion as the previous one would remain. And for the strengthening exercises, they also will remain same as the previous one. And for the weight bearing joint, By now we can start the partial weight bearing with the 3-point gait pattern for the rigidly fixed fractures, and for the non-rigidly fixed fractures non-weight bearing should be advised. From 8th to 12th week, the active range of motion of ankle in all planes as well as range of motion of subtalar joint should be started for the fixed fractures, and we can add assistance to the active range of motion by now. And for the strengthening part, it will more focus on the resistive exercises by now. For rigidly fixed fractures, more aggressive resistive exercises in all planes should be started, and for non-rigidly fixed fractures, gentle resistive exercises should be started if there is no tenderness at the fracture site. Isotonic quadriceps and hamstrings should be started. For the weight bearing part, toe touch to partial weight bearing with the 3-point gait pattern should be started. Gait pattern, we should be weaning the patient from the crutches or walker by now to cane as tolerated by the patient, and we should be re-educating the normal gait pattern, and heavy pounding activities like jogging, jumping, running should be avoided until at least 12 to 16 weeks after the injury.